I'm now crossing the upper New York Bay on the way to Staten Island to begin the trek to Washington, D.C. Farewell, New York City!
The plan was to bike 315 miles from New York City to Washington, D.C. in 3 days. I packed my bike and headed down the Hudson River towards the Staten Island Ferry, where I enjoyed a fruit cup. After a pleasant 25-minute ride, Staff Sergeant Michael Ollis docked us on the slip where we made landfall on Staten Island.
Time to cross Gothel's Bridge across the Arthur Kill into Elizabeth, New Jersey. Thankfully, this sidewalk is open. Let's take a moment to appreciate free trade, globalization, supply chain management, and logistics. These are some serious fixed assets. It is hot outside and the sun is bright. I'm somewhere in New Jersey in an outpost of Rutgers University.
In Johnson Park, I took a leak, refilled my bottle, and crossed the Raritan.
So far, it's been mostly neighborhood roads, stroads, and a few trailways.
In Weston, New Jersey, the roads cleared, and I became more optimistic about the days ahead.
Now cruising through some roads, back roads of New Jersey. It's a mostly downhill ride, which is good because I started the ride today a little too late. Feels good to be on an American byway.
Here the scenery got interesting. I saw some antique tractors and New Jersey wildlife.
All right, this is more like it. Voila!
The GPX file routed me onto River Road, but the gravel of the East Coast Greenway just parallel was irresistible. It was fun to be flanked on either side by water and hear the birds chirp. Next up was Lake Carnegie, just outside Princeton, New Jersey. Wanting to cool down, I dipped my fingers into the lake.
Uh-oh. I did not plan on dropping these into the water. That wasn't just a stunt. I suppose it's only a moderate health risk. I'm outside of the Slackwood CVS having a quick snack, and then I need to press on. I'm going to DC.
I picked up the pace on the towpath, passing by golf courses and Canadian geese.
You're joining me from above the Delaware River in Pennsylvania near Yardley, the site of a formative summer. Good times, good memories. What's the message in this? When you're out riding alone, racking up the miles, you have time to think and your mind wanders. It's easy to get stuck in a negative thought loop, especially if you're low on water, low on carbs, and high on fatigue. Of course, it's easy for me to speak, as I would be 10'11" if I stood on my pile of luck. Still, when you're out on the road, steer your thoughts towards the good ones. Replay the memories that make you smile. Anyways, New York, done. New Jersey, check. On through Pennsylvania and then to Maryland and finally DC. Come on, we've got more riding to do.
The Delaware Canal towpath was wonderful. The red gravel was a unique change of scenery. The mix of sun and shade was well balanced, and it was neat to ride so close to the water. Just make sure to duck your head under the low bridges. This continued for a couple of miles, and then it was back to the road. In Doylestown, I rode on the 202 Parkway Trail.
Dear US 202, thank you very much. That was a fabulous stretch of bike path. Smooth and wide. Beautiful.
On the DeKalb Pike, I found an eastern box turtle and a groundhog.
The computer wants me to go to Phoenixville, but with the sun setting in an hour, I will go to Norristown. Well, 122 miles in day one. I've made it to the Red Carpet Inn. Tomorrow I will need to wake up early to get chopping away at those miles. Bodily, mentally, energy-wise, leg-wise, I feel good, but I've gotten some chafing on my rear end. Good night. See you for part 2 tomorrow.
Riding next to the Schuylkill, a river associated with the big city of Philly, I felt delusionally close to DC.
Route-wise, path-wise, this day might turn out to be excellent.
My mood changed as my sore rump and hungry body struggled to keep up on the high-speed roads ahead.
I have about 4 or 5 miles on this road. Morale has been higher. 15 miles of this. With the black bean Crunchwrap Supreme inside of me, the healing ointment reapplied, I'm feeling better. Praise be to the Lord. Ridge Road complete.
The Mennonite Valley was a pleasure. With few cars, the roads were peaceful, and the friendly locals smiled and waved. I got a kick out of seeing the livestock. My bike was functioning properly, and my spirits were high.
I'm a little over halfway finished with the route. Today, hopefully I can get another 100 miles in. It is hot in Columbia, Pennsylvania. I'm about to cross the Susquehanna River. I'm on a 12-mile stretch of railway, the York County Heritage Railway, maintained in part by the juvenile probation. That was fantastic. You could feel the temperature drop and the moisture of that tunnel. It was like an air conditioner.
Dinner time in Glen Rock, Pennsylvania.
The V8 is a major key. About 10 miles ago, I was picking out massive rocks of salt, so I need to replace them. 9 more miles on this path until the Monton Motel. But I've slipped into Maryland without realizing while going along the Torrey C. Brown Trail. It turns out the Moncton Hotel is actually a cafe. Wah, 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 wah. The real hotels are 11, now 6 miles away, but I have an admission to make. This is not a natty performance. 132 miles later, I'm at the Ramada. This isn't the best part of the ride, but it's definitely a highlight. I'm all cleaned up. I've put the healing petroleum on my thorax. It's time to find dinner.
The white rice and chana masala was delicious. Do not attempt, under any circumstance, what you're about to witness.
Time, viewers, is of the essence. It's 5 a.m., 67 miles to DC.
Okay, it wasn't that dramatic, but I wanted to get home on time.
Good morning, Baltimore!
The humidity and vegetation of Patapsco Valley State Park reminded me of Rio de Janeiro.
I'm tempted to hop in and take a bath.
That park led me to the fairy tale-like Columbia Paths, which I used to cross through the suburbs of Baltimore.
I'm at the Weiss. They were playing a song called Ain't No Stoppin' Us Now. What a perfect tune for the final 25 miles into DC.
The remainder of the trip included the Indian Creek Trail into DC and the Anacostia River Trail onto Capitol Hill.
Just 6 more miles! Well, there you have it. 321 miles, New York City to DC. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video.